A very good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Geography Period. As we are done with Chapter 1 test today, that is India size and location. Now we shall be continue with the next chapter, which we are already doing, physical features of India, with the next topic. So in our previous class, we have discussed about the third physical feature of India, that is peninsular plateau, and out of that we have discussed, or we have learned about the second division of peninsular plateau, that is Deccan plateau. First division we have learned in before the class, before the previous period, that is Central Highland, and in previous period or in last period we have discussed about the Deccan plateau. So Deccan plateau, basically it lies south of the Narmada river, and it is towards the west it is bounded by the Western Ghats, and towards the east it is bounded by the Eastern Ghats. And then we have learned about the differences between the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Western Ghats are taller than the Eastern Ghats, and Eastern Ghats are of lower elevation. Average elevation is 600 meter. Then we have also discussed that Western Ghats are continuous hills. It can be only crossed through the passes. On the other hand, Eastern Ghats are discontinuous because it is dissected by many of the rivers like Krishna, Kaveri, Godavari, etc. Then on Western Ghat, the highest peak is the Anaimudi, and in Eastern Ghat, the highest peak is the Mahendragiri. And in our today's period, we are going to learn about another two physical features of India. One is the Indian desert, that is the Thar desert of India, where we already know where does it lie. And then we also are going to discuss about the coastal plains. So in these two topics, we are going to learn about the characteristics of both the physical features of India. So that will be the objective of our today's period, to know about the characteristics or the important features of this physiographic divisions, that is Indian desert, Thar desert, and the other one the coastal plains. Okay, so let's see. First you can see the map where it is showing the great Indian desert, that is the Thar desert. So it lies in which state? It lies in the Rajasthan. Towards the northwestern part of the Rajasthan lies the Thar desert, Jaisalmer area. So it's bordering the Pakistan. Okay, then let's see the characteristics now. The Indian desert lies towards the western margins of the Aravalli hills. So it lies towards the western margin. So here towards the east where Rajasthan is written, that part we have the Aravalli hills. So towards the west of the Aravalli hills lies the Thar desert. Then it is a sandy plain covered with sand dunes. So it's already known to you, you might have seen that Thar desert is made up of the sands, finer sands, and they are characterized by formation of sand dunes, low hills of sand which are getting deposited due to the wind action in low-lying areas. All right, sand dunes you have seen in pictures. So now this region receives very low rainfall because it has less vegetative cover. It's a desert area, and it's rainfall received in this region is very low per year, that is 150 mm, not centimeter, it's mm, millimeter. Okay, then it has a dry climate with low vegetation cover. So it has very dry climatic condition is very dry, temperature remains high, and then vegetation cover is low. You can see the picture with some low sand dunes in the picture showing above. So you can just see, so these are the sands and some low sand dunes. Okay, then so this is all about the Indian desert, and this is also known as Marusthali because it contains sand, and this region is characterized by sandy plain covered with sand dunes and barchans, and also they have a very dry climate. That is only the characteristics of the great Indian desert. And where is lie? It lies to the western margin of the Aravalli hills. Okay, so this is about the Indian desert. Now we are going to learn about the next one, that is the coastal plain. Coastal plain, if you can see in the picture above, is it lies next to the to the seas. Okay, so coastal means the areas which are near to the sea. So these are formed by the finer particles, sands, or alluvial deposits. Coastal plains are formed out of, because when the rivers they discharge its water to the seas, they deposit the finer particles of the continents near the mm, uh, sea, so or ocean, so that forms the coastal plains. So a coastal plain is a flat low lying piece of land next to the ocean, which you can see in the picture. It is next to the oceans it contains. To the east and west of the peninsular plateau, if you remember the peninsular plateau, where does it lie? Basically the Deccan plateau. If you can set in your mind, if you have in your mind, then you can see that towards the west of the Deccan plateau we have Western Ghats, and just next to the Western Ghat a small narrow track which is showing the one coastal division, and another towards the east the another division. So two narrow strips of plains are found, which are respectively called, just 1 minute, yeah, which are respectively called as the eastern coastal plain and western coastal plain. Towards the west it is western coastal plain, towards the east it is eastern coastal plain. You can see in the map, towards the west we have the western coastal plain, and towards the east we have the eastern coastal plain. So it is marked by yellow color and mustard yellow. So towards the east, eastern Ghat, and eastern coastal plain, and towards the west the western coastal plain. Now the eastern coastal plain is a wide stretch. If you see in the map, the eastern coastal plain is more wider than that of the western coastal plain. Though western coastal plain is little wider in the Gujarat area, but if you see the average wide or average broadness of these two divisions, then you can see that eastern coastal plains are more broader than that of the western coastal plain. Then the eastern coastal plain, it's a landmass lying between Eastern Ghats and Bay of Bengal. As I said, that was the left of the eastern coastal plain lies the Eastern Ghat, and here the sea lies the Bay of Bengal. So Eastern Ghat lies between Bay of Bengal and Eastern Ghats. Similarly, Western coastal plain lies between Western Ghat and Arabian Sea. Okay, let's learn first about the Eastern Ghats, Eastern coastal plain only. So Eastern coastal plain is a wide stretch of landmass lying between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. In the northern part it is referred as the Northern Sircar, and while the southern part it is known as Coromandel Coast. You can see the spelling Coromandel Coast. So northeastern coastal plain has two divisions. What are the two divisions? Towards the north we have the Northern Sircar, and towards the south we have the Coromandel Coast. So I will just show you the map. Here you can see Utkal Coast and Andhra Coast. So this Utkal Coast and Andhra Coast are just the two parts of Northern Sircar. Northern Sircar is extending from West Bengal border towards the Andhra Pradesh. So it's extending from West Bengal part to Andhra Pradesh, and it is in general it is known as Northern Sircar, and Northern Sircar has been divided into two, that is Utkal Coast and Andhra Coast. Utkal Coast includes the West Bengal and Orissa part, and Andhra Coast includes the Andhra Pradesh coast, and the southern division is Coromandel Coast. So these two divisions, they are they're just part of Northern Sircar, but basically there are two major divisions, Northern Sircar and Coromandel Coast, and Coromandel Coast is lying the coast of Tamil Nadu coast. Okay, then large rivers such as Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri have formed the extensive delta on this coast. So these are the rivers discharging its water to the Bay of Bengal, and they forming the delta. Then Lake Chilika is an important feature along the eastern coast. Now I am giving you a homework. Where does Lake Chilika lies? Okay, in which state? Okay, though it is in eastern coastal plain only, but which state it is locate it. So that will be a homework. I'll send you through WhatsApp. You complete it and send me through WhatsApp or Google Classroom. Okay. Now next is Western Coastal Plain. So Western Coastal Plain is, or Western coast is sandwiched between Western Ghat and Arabian Sea, which is like the Eastern Coastal Plain. It lies between Eastern Ghat and Bay of Bengal. Similarly, Western Coastal Plain is lying between Western Ghat and the Arabian Sea. Then it is a narrow plain and consists of 3 sections. It is a narrow plain, which we already have learned before. So it's even the Western Ghats are also narrow. Similarly, Western Coastal Plains are also narrow. So Western Coastal Plains are narrow plains, and it has been divided into 3 sections. Though the Eastern Coastal Plain was divided into 2 major sections. One is Northern Sircar, another one is the Coromandel Coast. But this one is divided into 3. How many sections? 3 sections. One is Konkan Coast, another one is Kannar Plain, and another one is Malabar Coast. Now where does this lies? Okay, so first one is northern part of the coast is called, northernmost part is called as Konkan Coast, which include Mumbai, Goa. Actually it also have another coast which is not included here. There are 4 divisions. Okay, Kathiawar Plain or Gujarat Plain. Okay, you can add that as well. So Kathiawar Plain or Gujarat Plain is in the very north, then followed by Konkan Coast, then followed by Kannar Plain, and then the Malabar Coast. Okay, I'll show you in the map. You can just see, if we roll back, yeah, so you can just see that, just see Kathiawar Coast, which is the Gujarat coast, then Konkan Coast, and then the Malabar Coast. So Malabar Coast, it lies Karnataka and Kerala, and Konkan Coast includes Goa and Mumbai region, and Kathiawar Coast includes the Gujarat plain. Okay, so these are the 4 divisions. No, sorry, one more was there. Kathiawar Coast, then Konkan Coast, then Kannar Coast. Okay, map we are just a little bit confusing, so you can better understand when you take out book from take out your book. There you can see in the map the Gujarat region, the coast is called as Kathiawar Coast or Gujarat Coast also, or Gujarat Plain also, then followed by Konkan Coast, which includes the Mumbai and Goa region, then includes the Kannar Coast. Kannar Coast lies in Karnataka, and last one is Malabar Coast, that is in the Kerala. So I'm just repeating one more time. Kathiawar Coast is located in Gujarat Coast, then Konkan Coast, it lies in Mumbai and Goa, then Kannar Coast, which is in Karnataka, and Malabar Coast, which is in Kerala. So these are the 4 divisions, but basically in your book it is given 3, that is Konkan, Kannar and Malabar, but you can add one more, that is Kathiawar Coast or Gujarat Coastal Plain. Okay, so this is all about the coastal plains of India. So we have learned about the Indian desert and the coastal plains of India. Indian desert, which lies towards the northwest of the Rajasthan or towards the northern margin of the Aravalli hills, and here the temperature is always high and it is a dry land covered with sands or sand dunes. Vegetative cover is low in that region. Alright, then we have learned about the coastal plains. Coastal plains are the flat low-lying lands which lie next to the seas or oceans, and in India we have 2 divisions of the coastal plain, Western Coastal Plain and Eastern Coastal Plain. Western Coastal Plain are the narrow one, and it has 4 divisions: Kathiawar Coast, Konkan Coast, Kannar Coast and Malabar Coast, and it lies between the Arabian Sea and Western Ghats. On the other hand, Eastern Coastal Plains are wider and it has 2 divisions, Northern Sircar and Coromandel Coast. Northern Sircar is again subdivided into 2, that is Utkal Coast and Andhra Coast. And then Eastern Coastal Plain lies between Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. Okay, and your homework is to find out where does the Chilka Lake lies, and it is the largest saltwater lake of the country. Alright, thank you so much students. Please do complete the classwork, that is to note down the points and also the homework you have done. you have to complete. Okay, thank you so much.